Marques, when did you know that you weren't going to redshirt this year and you were going to play more than 4 games?
Not until pretty much like right up to the very first practice of the beginning of the season. I really wasn't sure, coming back off of ACL in March. It was really kind of like up in the air of whether or not I was going to play or, sit this year out. But, my teammates had a lot of faith in me, coaches had a lot of faith in me, and the training staff did a great job with me and rehabbing me through that whole ACL injury, getting me back in about 4.5 months, 5 months. So I was ready to go for this season.
And you play on every special team but field goal block, is that right?
Yeah, I'm on punt return, kickoff, and kickoff return.
How much, you're going to probably get about 200 snaps of action on special teams this year. How valuable is that going to be for you long term?
It's great, being able to be a young guy, stepping in and getting those reps in the game. Like, I'm not just on the sidelines sitting down, hearing the crowd watching. I'm actually, in the game, and being able to have that weight on my shoulders is pretty good at an early age, I would say.
You get Miles Farmers over there talking right now. He's going to have a big role this week. What have you seen from him, just what he can do?
Miles is a great player. Smart, fast, physical, big, everything you want in a safety. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to step in and fill in that role so it doesn't even look like it's been vacant at all.
How much do you guys talk just about in the secondary? There's so many veteran guys, but next year, there'll be a lot of open spots, right? A lot of chances for you guys to step up.
Definitely next year, but this year our main focus has been the next game. We're not really that much focused on, next year right now. We're just trying to make sure we finish this season out as positive as we can.
How many different positions can you play? Are you a corner, nickel, safety? Give us an idea of what your versatility is right now as a player.
Me, I feel like I can play anywhere on the field. Wherever they put me, I can do the job at a high level. And I've always carried myself that way, not really being a one-dimensional player, but being able to go wherever the coach needs me to go or wherever the team needs me to go.
You took kind of an unorthodox path to go to prep school. How did that prepare you? Was that beneficial to get an extra year of football before college?
Oh yeah, it was definitely outstanding decision on my parents' part, and then some of my coaches that, gave their input on the situation. Just having that experience, being away from home before actually going to college, gave me time to, I feel grow up for the most part and mature, learn how to live away from my parents and how to take care of myself.
It was Connecticut, really?
Yeah,
I was in Connecticut. Probably different.
Way different. We were in the middle of nowhere in Connecticut, so it was do or die every day.
How much did you know about that process, the prep school process, before you kind of went into it?
I pretty much knew exactly what was ahead of me. My good friend growing up, Alante Brown, he's actually here right now. We actually went to the same prep school. We were both ranked #1 prep school player in the country. So he was a big reason that I chose to go the prep school route instead of settling for a lesser school or going to JUCO route.
What do you soak in as a young player? You see so many veterans out there, Deontay, Perkel, Cam. How much can you soak in from those guys?
I try to get everything from those guys, from their mentality to their practice habits to just, the stuff that they see on the field. And even those great guys, everybody makes mistakes. So I talk to them about if they mess up on something, I'll ask them what'd you see? What made you do that? And then they'll let me know. So it's really they're doing a great job making sure that I don't make the same mistakes as them. And I feel like that's been the biggest part about playing with all these veterans and older guys.
Can you think of one example or one lesson that stood out that you're oh wow, that's something you hadn't thought of maybe?
I can't really think of one specific thing, but they give me the courage to go my hardest every day, because being a young guy, you don't want to feel like the young guy. So you're going to practice and prepare like you're one of the old guys, which is going to make you mature at the end of the day.
On kick coverage, how much pride do you guys take in that? It seems like no one's been able to get past the 25 when they try to run it out. Is that something that you guys kind of keep tabs on and say, bring it out, we're not going to let you pass the 25?
Oh, yeah. We some headhunters on kickoff, I'll say that for sure. Everybody has the same goal. Nobody's lazy. we all feel that Kickoff High is a very strong purpose of the game, and we take a lot of pride in what we do.
Is it almost surprising when guys try to run it out now because your kickers can get it pretty deep?
Our kickers are amazing. They putting the ball either out the end zone or real 9 yards deep into the end zone. So it's really just us racing down the field most of the time. But whenever guys decide to, like, catch the ball, bring it out, we like, okay, let's go. That's your mistake.
Was there a point in the fall where you kind of had the realization that you had a chance to get on the field quite a bit this year? I mean, coming off of what you went through in the spring and everything else, I mean, when was that time you're like, okay, I've got a shot here to contribute?
Honestly, probably I would say 2 weeks up into the Fordham game. They were letting me know, like, hey, we weren't going to use you on special teams as much because of your injury, but you've shown us that, you've bounced back from that injury and you're ready. So as soon as I got the green light that I was 100% let off the chain, I was like, it's my time right now.
What was your first play this year, like in the college year?
My first play, where I actually made the play, I'll say probably Oklahoma game. It was a punt. Guy, I thought he was gonna fair catch it. I was like 2 yards away from him. I was at gunner. He didn't, try to run it up the sideline, grabbed him, tossed him out. It was crazy.
That Michigan muff punt. Who had that punt?
We had that punt. My guy Phelan had the punt. He was underneath with the punt, with the ball in his arms. They come late, ripping at it. So, defense stopped them anyway. So, it's all good. But we would have liked to have that one.
Yeah, they call the jump ball pretty much.
Yeah,
It was like
basically
basketball.
like 50-50. I don't know.
You got a little brother going through the recruiting process too now. What kind of advice do you give him about going through this process now after you've gone through it?
As far as like me and my brother's relationship, I tell him go where his heart is. Like, you don't have to. I tell him every day, like, just because I go to Nebraska, you don't have to come to Nebraska. I would love for you to come to Nebraska. It would be a great look for you to come to Nebraska. But if your heart's not at Nebraska, then you don't have to come here. Like, go to where your heart is. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. I don't want him to be someplace, where it's not the right fit for him. Because although it's the right fit for me, we two different people, even though we like brothers. But yeah, I feel like with him, I just tell him keep working. The recruiting process is going to handle itself at the end of the day. The coaches that want you the most are going to show that they want you the most. And there's no reason to stress out about the whole recruiting process. Just play your game and then everything will sort itself out.